I'm Megan Mitchell. This is my co-host, John Morrison, and you are listening to the True North Racing Podcast.
Time to strap in, pull those belts, and get ready for an action-packed episode of the True North Racing Podcast. Are you ready to unhelmet your favorite racers? Get ready for the most fun you'll have outside the racetrack to get you ready for the next race. You're listening to John Morrison and Megan Mitchell, and this is the True North Racing Podcast.
All right, guys, welcome back to a new episode of the True North Racing Podcast presented by Vision 20 Studios. I'm your host, John Morrison. We're going to be joined in just a little bit here by Donovan Price. He drives the number 96 out there at Peterborough Speedway. Just before we get going here, I got to thank Motorama Custom Car and Motorsports Expo for allowing us podcasters to come up here, do live shows, do live tapings, and talk to some people about motorsports. Hopefully that you guys didn't know, or even if you guys don't know much about it, it's great learning experiences. But we've been enjoying the past 3 days. I'll be up on stage one more time after this. So we're not going to wait too much longer. Let's bring to the stage now the driver of the number 96 from Peterborough Speedway. We got Donovan Price joining us. Donovan, come on up to the stage, man. This is where I wish we had like intro music and stuff like that, because I think it would have been a heck of a lot better of entrance when I said that instead of just silence. It sounds of cars crashing. Come on up on stage, man. You can come sit right down between us.
You want me to sit in the middle?
Just make sure you turn the mic on there. That's all you got to do.
First time on stage, and I just want $5 bills.
Well, Donovan, welcome to the True North Racing Podcast here at the Motorama Custom Car and Motorsports Expo. How's it going?
It's going great.
You been having fun?
All the time.
Yeah. What has been your best car you've seen so far?
I'm not too sure. All of them, really. If it's
Yeah.
got wheels and a motor, I like them.
That's pretty good, though. You know, you drive the number 96 Super Stock out there at Peterborough Speedway. Last year you had a pretty good race season, but it looks like you got a new to you car that's pretty bad fast, and you did pretty well out there. How did your season go?
It started off pretty rough with a new car, learning it all. Then as the season went on, I got faster and faster and had some really good finishes at the end of the year, and I'm looking forward to continue that for this year.
That's always a good thing, you know. And this year we're working with you this year, thankfully. As you were one of our recipients of the giveaway that we worked with stickers and scuffs, and you guys were able to join the Joe Media Promotions team. So welcome aboard.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
We're gonna have some fun this year. You know, I got to work more on your profile. I think I'm slacking on there. I'm gonna be honest.
If anybody knows me around the track, they always know every day at the racetrack is something different, and it's just a complete blast.
Yeah, it's a. So let's get into it. How did you get into racing?
Oh, when I was in grade 6, I went to Moss Sport and did a racing school with my dad's company he was with, and I was in a Trans Am with Ron Fellows going around the racetrack, sitting on a milk crate. And after that, I got hooked.
You were sitting on a milk crate with Ron Fellows driving.
Yes, I was.
So
I don't think that would happen nowadays.
No, I don't think so either. So were you going full speed in that thing, or was he being nice?
Well, in grade 6, if you did 20 kilometers an hour, you'd think you're going full speed, but we were going really fast. At one point, he had to reach over and grab me and pull me back up on the milk crate.
Because you were falling off of it. Oh, man, that's awesome. So when was your first taste of being behind the wheel of a stock car?
It would have been 1996 or 97, I think.
Okay.
My brother raced a year before it at Moss Sport, and I crewed for him. And then that summer I said, you know what? I can't help turn wrenches anymore. I got to start racing. And the rest was history.
You got behind the wheel of your first. What was your first race car?
My first race car was a '76 Chevelle.
Okay, and was that still at Peterborough or was that running Mosport?
That was at Mosport.
Okay, what class was it?
It was the Thunder cars. It,
the oval. Okay, sorry, the oval. There's times I forget that Mosport has an oval because it's been so long since they've been running there. Because of it got torn down after the CTMP name change and stuff like that, which is unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate.
You know, sometimes I keep forgetting that there was Mosport Oval as well. Then, of course, I go to YouTube and I specifically search in Mosport Oval. So running the Thunder cars there, what was that like running that track?
It was a blast. The first year was very nerve-wracking. You're racing with 25 to 30 different cars a night. The first year was a little rough. The second year, I won 2 features, and that was exciting, especially with running all the guys been running there the whole entire time, and I was like a second-year driver.
Oh wow, it must have been a lot. Like it's a huge learning curve to get from wrenching to being behind the wheel, because then you can actually see what other people are saying. Like, no, we're loose in 3. No, you didn't look loose. Well, now I am loose.
Well, back then I had no idea how to set up a race car, and to this day I still don't. That's why I always ask my brother.
And how does he help you get that car set up?
Sometimes he'll come to the track and help me out, or I'll call him at nighttime, and he'll give me some hints and stuff like that. But 9 times out of 10, he said, "This is what you should do," and I'll go figure it out. Brotherly love.
I was about to say, gotta love that brotherly love, right? It's always a good thing though when you got family who helps you out, and of course you guys have been racing for quite some time now.
Yeah, it's 26 years now.
26 years. You can't call you a spring chicken anymore.
Nope, I've raced everything from go-karts, Thunder cars, late models, legends, mini stocks, bone stocks, super stocks.
So what I'm hearing is pretty much you were Brandon Feeney 20 years in the future. Or 10 years.
You could say that.
Because I know Brandon's run everything under the sun, and so have you. So what's been your favorite class to run?
It's always been the Thunder cars or super stocks, but the one year I ran Legends, that was a blast as well. But I've always liked running the 8 cylinders.
Yeah, I love the way the Legends are. We talked to Keaton Pipe earlier this morning. But obviously running the super stocks, they're a lot of fun, especially out at Peterborough. What is the trickiest part of running Peterborough, though?
Turn 4.
Why is turn 4 the trickiest?
We don't get along.
The wall, or is it competitors?
The wall, and I'll just leave it at that. Right,
Okay.
Brandon?
Uh-oh. He's not paying attention. Uh-oh, there it is. We piqued his interest. You and
Turn
Donovan.
4.
Turn 4?
We've had a few meetings there. Too many.
At least, yeah, as Feeney said, you don't have to worry about him as he's not racing the super stocks.
Yeah, it just seems a lot of the time at Peterborough, anytime I meet the wall, it's always in turn 4.
I mean, that's not a good thing.
No, it's wrecked a few cars.
Yeah. As we start preparing for the 2024 season, what are your plans for this year?
So far, my plans are to run full-time at Peterborough, and I may venture out to some other tracks. It just all depends on how busy I am. And I'm debating on running the APC race at Peterborough as well, just to see how the funding goes for that.
For the Quick race?
Yeah.
So if there is any sponsors out there walking around and want to sponsor a super stock for a live broadcast on GeForce TV, you're going to get lots of exposure. Please come see Donovan after the show at the Boneyard Event Services Podcast Corner, and we'll see if we can work out a deal. Maybe talk to Brad over at Saab. We'll see if he'll throw some money towards you.
I'm sure he's been hounded all weekend long.
Talk to Campground Crew Racing. Steve's just over there, just minding his own business, gets thrown in the crosshairs.
He might have spent all his money on that slice of pizza.
Yeah. With how much it is at the show here. Do you have to take out a second mortgage for that slice there, Steve? What? It's worth it, he says.
I heard it's the price of a set of tires.
Steve, I can tell you this much. That slice is not worth it. But let's go. How about this? Let's go travel down the QEW. Let's go to Merrittville Speedway, get some wood oven pizza. That's a better idea. And then we go get ice cream after.
Oh, you had me at ice cream.
That's what I love about Maryville, though. They have the smokehouse, they got pizza place, and they got ice cream right on the road.
I've never been to those tracks at all. I've only been actually one dirt track, and that's Brighton, and I've only been to there like 3 times in my whole entire life.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid to go to dirt track because I might like it.
That's what a lot of people say. Because even a few years ago, I was up. I never really got much into dirt racing until a few years ago, and I was sitting there watching G-Force TV on YouTube, and thankfully we're able to watch those kinds of races from home because otherwise we can't make it out to those events. But thankfully we got great partners such as G-Force TV, Rogers TV London for bringing us those, and as well as Cogeco from time to time, bringing up some like Flamborough. I think Peterborough did that last year as well. We got to thank those guys for obviously trying to get the market covered and show off some great local short track racing to people from their towns.
Yeah, all that media stuff helps at all the tracks. It's great. It's just too bad it took so long to all these media places to understand that we need the coverage to make the tracks survive.
Absolutely, and we're the podcasters that are over here in the podcast booth or podcast corner. As we're calling it the pod now, as we got told. It's no longer the podcast corner. We're just now the pod. That's why we're working over there in Unity, because I'm not saying we're going to try and help tracks. That's not what we're saying here. But we're trying to show people that even though we're media of different backgrounds, we can all support each other.
Yeah, you guys made a big difference over the last 5 years. So all the podcasters coming out and helping with all the short track stuff, it's done amazing. It's opened up a lot of eyes to people that didn't know there were tracks around.
Absolutely. And we got to thank people like G-Force TV for having Race Rivals Race Chat, because without people like them to be able to give a live show each week to us fans, then we may not know what's going on down in Maryville or Oswego or any of the local short tracks in Ontario.
Yeah, G-Force made a huge difference, especially during the COVID and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's what sparked everybody's interest, is watching through G-Force. And we got to go to a track now to watch. Without G-Force and you guys, there'd be no tracks to race at.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think we made that much of a difference, but I'll take the compliment, though, that's for sure. But there's always some great tracks, and we got great content from those tracks, because we got Stickers and Scuffs who go to Sunset Speedway, Peterborough Speedway, as well as Flamborough from time to time. You got myself with Joe Median Promotions. We travel around to pretty much all the asphalt tracks in Ontario. But there's still one I'm trying to get to, but that's going to take a weekend trip, that's for sure. It's called Laird Speedway. It's all the way up in Sault Ste. Marie area. I've
passed by that a few times while I'm working, but I've never been able to get in there to watch them race.
Because you travel up there, right?
Oh, a lot.
But the cool part about that track, though, is that they have a $10,000 to win race.
Yeah, it's a great little track from what I hear. Some people up there that race it, and they say it's awesome. It's so close to Sault Ste. Marie, and they run, I think, Thursday nights, and basically the whole town comes out and watches.
And it's great support. That's the thing, is when you got a town behind you who can come out and support. Even Peterborough Speedway does great with the crowds. From tuning night to the free admission on opening night, they really draw the crowds out.
Yeah, Peterborough's been doing the tuning night and stuff. Now it's a double tuning night, but when they do that, the place is packed. And you put fan appreciation night in there as well, and you can't move around in the stands.
Absolutely not. So if anyone's listening around right here right now, there's Peterborough Speedway booth right up against the back wall. Go check them out. Go grab a schedule. Come on out to the races. Again, they got, I think it's 3 or 4 double tuning nights. You get in for $4 a person. I don't know where you're going to get great entertainment like that for about 4 hours.
And the brownies are delicious.
Right, Feeney? He's not even paying attention.
No. He's in La La Land normal.
He told me to go get the brownies the one time. And this is a story I like to tell about my time at Peterborough. Is I went over to go. We were walking past the concessions, and I was looking over, and I saw the brownies. I'm like, oh, they look pretty good. And then the lady at the concession makes a comment about the brownies, and of course, me being the kind of person I am, I'm not the very kindest sometimes, but also my sense of humor is kind of way out in left field. So I'm walking by.
I know the feeling about that one.
And she looks at me and goes, "Would you like the brownies?" And I'm like, "Why? Because I'm fat?" That was her reaction. That was her reaction. Her jaw dropped, and I just started laughing. And she's like, I don't, no. She starts tumbling over her own words. And it was absolutely hysterical. It's like, I'm still going to get the brownies. I still made a point to get the brownies. And that was my first time at Peterborough Speedway. So every time I walk by, I like to try and make a joke.
Yeah, those brownies are really good. I can always tell when my kid's eating them because he's quiet.
Now, I do love Peterborough Speedway for their brownies, but I also love it for their French fries because they're one of the more unique tracks that actually has hand-cut fries at the facility.
And the potatoes are locally grown.
Which makes it even better. Every time I go to that track, I get a burger or I get a hot dog and I get some French fries. And when I have those French fries, I feel like I'm just in heaven. Like I just cut them up myself. I'm at home.
Oh, they're really good, and they also increased my left side weight since my pit's right by the concession stand. The fries are so good.
They increase your left side weight. Oh boy, I mean, sometimes you need that little extra. I know for me, they need to take out left side weight for me to get in the car, but
Or just stop eating the brownies.
no. Every time I go, I make a point of going to get brownies, and I got to get the French fries. That's all that matters. But again, I like to go try out every track's race foods because they have when you go to Flamborough, you got to get a flam burger.
Oh, those flam burgers make you really fast at about lap 20 in the feature.
When they start going right through you?
Yes.
That-
You loosen off the belts or else there's going to be an accident.
Oh, we're going to have a code brown?
That as well.
That is not something we want. But no, honestly, it's great going around the different tracks, trying out different foods because it's always one of those things that they really strive to have a signature food at a track. And I was disappointed yesterday because the Southern Ontario Dirt Show was up here and they were talking food and they didn't even invite me, which I think was a big mistake on their part.
Oh, that's all right. They got my brother up there, so
I know.
he covered for you.
No, he wasn't up there when they were talking. They were talking to Nick Sheridan.
They were talking to my brother later on.
Oh, yeah?
After, yeah.
Because I know they were talking to Nick about the food, so because they were talking about Nick's a foodie. So, but yeah, no, it's been it's really great. But we've been talking about racing. Don't lie to people. But yeah, man, this year, where can they find you on social media to follow your racing?
They can find me on Facebook at Donovan Price Racing. They can find me on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, but I forget my name. I think it's Donovan Price on TikTok. I think. My social media wizard here will tell you.
What sponsors do you want to thank for helping you get through this season?
I got Durham Muay Thai Kickboxing. They're one of my big supporters and sponsors. GFL Environmental. It'd be great if they give me some weekends off so I can go racing. Stickers and Scuff, obviously you. And I've got Olivia Holmes, Realtor. And R&J Tire, and a few other ones that I can't announce yet because I haven't settled them in yet.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all right now, and I'm still. Oh, on TikTok, it's 96 Racing.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us up here on the stage here for the last little bit. It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Hey, not a problem.
Good luck this year.
Thank you.
So that was Donovan Price, the driver of the number 96. The mic drop. We had the driver of the number 96, Donovan Price, join us. We got to thank him for joining us here on the podcast for our live show here at the Motorama Custom Car and Motorsports Expo. Yes, give him a big round of applause, everyone. As he said, this is the first time no money was thrown at him. So I almost brought up a $5 bill just to throw at you. But thank you, Donovan, for joining us today. Of course, we got to thank everyone who's listening to the True North Racing Podcast, presented by Vision 20 Studios, here live at the Motorama Custom Car and Motorsports Expo. I'm going to be up again in just about 20 minutes with our final guest of the. I think this is the final. That will be the final show of the day, right, Bryce? Yeah, we're going to be up one more time, and we're going to be rounding it out. We're pretty much wrapping up the show at that point. We're going to have JTM Racing join us. We got Jay, Maddox, and Tenley going to join us in just a little bit here. So to say the least, I'm getting a little tired of being up here. This is show number 7 of 8 for me this weekend here. Before I do go, make sure if you're young or you're young at heart, go over here to Yesterday Speedway's booth just off to my left. They got a slot car track. Yesterday, the podcasters went over there, myself, Brandon Feeney, the Wide World of Motorsports, and Brandon Feeney walked away with a win. Actually, he won like everything we decided to do competitions at yesterday, including tire changing, iRacing. Take a bow, sir. Take a bow. And we had a lot of fun going off and racing. We are going to have that video for you up on YouTube sometime this week. I know Bryce is going to get me that footage. We had the great announcer, Adam Ross, announce it, as we called it. That was the pinnacle of his career to film and announce it. How's it going, guys? Enjoying the show so far? Sorry? Good. That's good to hear. So we got the slot cars going on over here. Like I said, if you're young or young at heart, go give it a shot. It does not cost you a thing. Just be gentle on the equipment. Don't flip it. We don't want any wrecked race cars over there. I didn't bring it up again, but there is a book for sale over here at Yesterday Speedway booth. Rick Sharples has done a great job capturing the Canadian racing scene in Southern Ontario from the very beginning. And it is a great read. He gave me a book yesterday, and I've been getting a chance to flip through it. And some of the stuff, he tried to question me on it, which was a lot of fun, because he did try to so yesterday we played Checkers or Wreckers, and one of the questions he tried to ask me was to get me to stumble on, because I did look up the questions. I knew a lot of this stuff because I carry useless knowledge in my brain. But one of the questions he asked was, do I know who spun out Richard Petty in his first NASCAR race? And the answer to that was his father, Lee, actually spun him out, which is kind of funny when you think about it. But no, it's been a great experience here at the Motorama Custom Car and Motorsports Expo. Like I said, we are going to be up here in about 10 minutes once I'm done or 8 minutes. I got 8 minutes here. So about 18 minutes from now, we'll be up on stage with JTM Racing. I see Jay and Maddox already hanging out over by the Boneyard Event Services Podcast Corner. They actually are the presenting sponsor of our Race Day vlogs this year. They're big supporters of the True North Racing Podcast and of Jomo Media. We can't thank them enough for their continued support of our shows, because without them, I don't think I'd still be doing this. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But to capture it off here, we got to thank Vision 20 Studios for presenting the True North Racing Podcast, Graphic Design Studio for bringing us our guest segments, Taylor to You Media Design for bringing our fan question period, 19 Marketing for their photos, Valhalla Mobile. They do on-site iRacing events. They also do some cash ones as well. So if you guys are into iRacing and want a chance to win some money, check out Valhalla Mobile on Facebook and Instagram. I've been meaning to go check them out. They were actually really cool. Georgetown Printing, they do a lot of our printing stuff, our calendars, year-end calendars. Woo! Oh, there goes my Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper down, guys. That is not good. Brandon overheard me, so let's go Dr. Pepper down. And we're going to need a backup for afterwards, buddy. Thanks, Bryce. Appreciate it, buddy. We got Stickers and Scuffs. We're partnering with them. They've been great supporters of the True North Racing Podcast and of Jomo Media. Lift the Visor Mental Initiative. They've been doing great things as well. We're still big supporters. And, of course, our Day at the Races vlog. I've been meaning to do a race day vlog not a race day vlog, but more of a show vlog this weekend. But unfortunately, I have not left the podcast booth very much, so I feel like I failed y'all. But this year, we're going to do a lot better with our vlogs. We got a lot of great upcoming. And, of course, we're going to be recording 2 different occasions with JTM Racing. So we're excited. We're going to talk about that a little bit, about the vlogs, what they're excited for this year. And we're going to talk Ontario Pro Challenge Racing and Canadian Vintage Modifieds. So come back, stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. But for right now, guys, make sure you guys follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and our website, jomomedia.ca, or come visit us over here at the Boneyard Event Services Podcast Corner. Following the show, just for a few quick brief minutes before I come back up on stage. But we're having so much fun here at the Motorama Custom Car Motorsports Expo. We'll be back up on stage here in just a few minutes. So thank you again for everyone who's checking us out, and we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. So thank you guys.
Hear the engine rooming by, smell the gas and feel the vibe, going into overdrive. Drop the flag, then the car zooming by. Hey, True North Racing, let's go.